Welcome back. We are now following up with the Lowland Props Jedi Comlink.
A
Will
Comlink,
be the Comlink.
the one you
Amazing new
can't
prop.
buy because it sold
It's
out in like
already
an
sold out.
hour.
Yes.
Crazy. I mean, that's like
I mean,
Regal
good for them,
Robot
but
level. Yeah.
jeez.
Like no one was expecting that. And the thing is, it wasn't like this build up for weeks and weeks and weeks, right? They put a couple teasers up, one here, one there. It's like, hey, it's dropping on this
Yeah, like
day,
this
which
one.
was I
This is
think
one
a
of the
few days
teasers they
later.
put up. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is one of the teasers, and I think like a week, 7 to 10 days later, it dropped, and within an hour and 30 minutes, it was gone, which is
Crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
I did not think I was gonna have to be concerned about this. Not that it wouldn't sell out eventually, right? But I just didn't think it was gonna be like to that level. And my gosh, did I miss out? But
I
not
was just
it is what it is.
I'm always paranoid about that, and like for as many things I posted about this, I didn't set a reminder on my phone and I was on vacation. So
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I don't think a lot of people were thinking that they had to like set their watch and be on at that time, like
No,
a Regal release or a Mondo release, or who was expecting that,
I know.
right?
I know.
Nobody was.
It's
Like the
crazy.
second one sold out quite quickly, but
Mhm.
it took a few days, or yeah, I mean, I think even like a week, right? A week or
Yeah,
so,
I
a little
think
bit
so.
longer. So that sat for a little bit, but
Isn't one of
yeah,
them isn't one of them still available?
the
Yeah,
general badge, I think they
It
have
is,
like 3
right?
or 4 left, but
Crazy.
after this video, they'll probably be
Yeah,
sold
yeah,
out
yeah,
because
yeah,
there's
yeah.
literally like I think like 3 or 4 left, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Well, what was the? I'm sorry, refresh my memory. What was the edition size on this?
50.
50,
So,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
far
no wonder.
all 3 releases have been
It
an
does make
edition of
sense.
50.
Yeah,
That
it does
makes
make sense, but
yeah, that makes sense.
and once you see it, I mean, it's gorgeous. I mean, we did it so just so everyone know, we did an unboxing of this. Jason and I got on and did an unboxing. Jason got one in a little bit early, which was fun. And we opened it, he looked at it. It's incredible. We'll put a link to that, or maybe I don't know, we'll figure out somewhere where you can see that. And then but that it's a really impressive piece. And this gives you an idea of some of the parts they used.
Mhm.
And then Jason, do you want to walk us through this image here? This gives you an idea of what is um what a donor part, what is like sourced part, all that kind of stuff, right?
So, basically, so if you visit their site too, it's helpful, okay?
Mhm,
Because this is their 3rd release. What I love about these images is so first you have, 2 people who are amazing at building a mixture of hilts,
right,
scratch built models, etc. Okay? So you take these 2 minds, you combine them together, and they're going to do complete due diligence and
sure.
break down every last detail. So what I love about this is you very really get a because how many times have we talked about having to do like customer education, right? Consumer education,
Oh
so to
yeah,
speak,
sure. A lot.
on what lineage is, what this is or that is.
Right.
So for the found parts community, they're gonna love this, right? Because it's just right here. This is what you
Mhm,
get. For those who are unsure but want to learn or get the piece in hand and want to appreciate it a little bit more, this gives you a breakdown. So they color code it basically original part donor, right? That's the dark
right.
green, reverse engineered. So as you can see, so the midsection, for those who don't yet know, is a Gillette sensor female razor,
Mhm,
which that center strip was like a rubber. The 2 things on the side was how you pop the razor off and replace it with the new clean one. But that was made by Gillette about 25 years ago.
right.
And it was so unique that they repurposed that into yeah, I mean, Star Wars has always been known for taking things, the ingenuity and creativity. And I don't quite know the names of some of these, washers and parts and things like that. But so yeah, going from screen matches to looking at the original prop, reverse engineering it, breaking it down, and then this is what you get. And then it shows you how it's composed, right? How it's comprised of all these parts. So rather, as we mentioned in the unboxing, rather just going into CAD or a,
Mhm.
a software where you're just rendering a 3D file and then printing it out and that's it. You know, I'm sure they used some type of 3D rendering software, but the best part is as you see in this diagram, each one of those pieces, as you can see here, is broken down, and you can see that in the unboxing as you look at the close details,
Right.
and then assembled together like this. And yeah, they didn't miss a beat. It's absolutely amazing, especially like that they did Qui-Gon's version, right? It
Right.
has the midichlorian reader in it for the blood sample,
Yep.
which makes it even more fun, right? So if you have a Qui-Gon hilt or anything, Phantom Menace or Anakin related. It's just a great piece of display. It can fit in anywhere with anything. Um, yeah, it's just fantastic.
It's just the weathering too, man. They did such a good job with the weathering and the cracks and all the
Mhm.
just looks so good.
I love the weathering on this. It's just so well done, and the attention to detail in this was really, really impressive. Um, yeah, I'm really looking forward to continuing to see what they continue to do
Mhm.
moving forward. I believe that they're currently working on the next release, which we may see before the end of the year, but if
Okay.
not, we would see early 2025, which again, that's not too bad, right? Because if you have 2 or 3 releases a year for something like this,
Right. Oh yeah,
keeps it
no, no.
manageable,
Sure.
both financially and for consumption purposes. It
Absolutely.
keeps it manageable because there's gonna be those people who wanna collect every one.
Yeah.
And then there might be people who collect whatever particular piece, they feel is a good fit for them. So, yeah, it's just a great new thing,
So
and
cool.
what a
Well,
unique thing to
and
present.
Mhm.
you'll see this in the unboxing too. The really cool thing is that obviously this guy, you can put this on in any way you want. You can spin it, you can do all this stuff, but then the little reader thing comes out and you can just sit it, you can just magnetize it to this area anywhere you want on this area. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Really smart. I mean, I love that they're staying with this look here. And in the unboxing as well, you'll see that I've got the other two, the Hoth, what's it called? The Hoth, what's the full name of
The
that
health
one?
communicator,
Yeah,
yeah,
the Hoth
for
communicator,
the
and then the general badges. I have both of those, and so you can get an idea of what those look like. But all this stuff matches like with how they're doing the frame, these like stands and everything. It's awesome. And I hope they keep going that direction and keep that because it's really, really cool. And these things can display really well in any collection. Like you can put them all over the place, all next to all kinds of stuff. It's really cool.
and each one
Really
too
smart.
can be displayed. It doesn't have to be on the holder. You can
Sure.
display it like this,
You
and
could
Right.
that
yeah,
that goes for all 3 pieces.
right.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if the Hoth communicator was attached to it somehow with like clear fishing line or something. I think I'd seen pictures, but it could have been like the prototype or whatever before they. But it's nice to have options. Though the badges, though, because I thought about that too, because I have a shadow box of just Star Wars badges. I thought
Right.
about taking those off and putting them in a different display, but it's just such a
Oh, that's an
nice
interesting
setup and
idea.
like very. Um, I still like that they're including the fabric to give it a little more context. Like the Hoth
Mhm.
communicator was that like plush um,
Yeah, it had
woven
the
stuff.
tufted hat material,
Yeah, tufted. That's the word I was looking for. This clearly looks like
the
uh,
burlap. Is
like
that the
the
word? Is that what I'm looking for?
I
Burlap,
think
right?
so. I
Yeah,
love
it's almost like one of those old like coffee sack,
Yeah,
coffee
coffee sack
bean like
ponchos.
yeah, things. It's
Perfect thing to wear in Tatooine when it's 115 degrees.
and
exactly.
the base
Yeah.
themselves. Besides, like you've got the plaques, which look nice, but also by themselves could be quite expensive if you've ever tried sourcing them. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
the stand itself is metal. It's like solid. It's heavy. I
Mhm.
was
Yeah,
really
it's not thin, it's not cheap, it doesn't feel, like, flimsy, it's a solid piece, it's robust, it's got a nice texture to it, the stand is surprisingly, high quality and well made, which just adds that much more allure to the piece, overall.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
just I've just been quiet because I'm just seething with jealousy over the people who managed to get this because I forgot. But once I've gotten over myself, I could say a few words. I really appreciate that they're doing these at all because it's just
Sure.
incredibly refreshing to have something of like this quality and research, but also between stuff like maquettes, helmets, like lifestyle shit. Like just well, this is 1-to-1, but still like the price points on these I don't think have been over
Yeah.
$200, like depending on what currency conversion or whatever,
Yeah,
what
what
have
was
you. I
this today? What was
think it
this
was
one?
150, right?
No, this one after shipping was about 250, 260.
250.
So this was 215 plus the shipping, but if you're using PayPal, PayPal hits you with that
Right.
conversion fee.
Right.
So yeah, I mean roughly 215 plus shipping, but for us in the US using PayPal it was around 250, 260.
Okay,
The other
my
ones
mistake.
though, the other one, CC, you're right. I think the general badge was around the 150 mark.
Yeah.
It was a little
But
cheaper, and I
either
think
way,
Less than
reasonable.
$300
Yeah, either
for,
way, it's reasonable. Yes.
yeah,
yeah, for less
probably.
than 300, I mean, this is the
Yeah.
detail you're getting and the quality overall. You're right. I think you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. Um, I honestly, I mean, not that this is something to be said publicly, but I wouldn't be surprised if the margins on this were extremely low,
Right.
considering the amount of quality you get, considering the price. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful piece. It really is. And you know, I props to Lowland Props for continuing to
And good on
continuing
them for not being nervous to
to do this.
venture into a prequel piece,
Yeah. No.
right?
No. I think it's
Instead of being
great.
like, "Oh, we're gonna do
Oh yeah.
OT because it'll," and
And
it's
it opens things up like they now you're thinking about it and you're like, dang, they can do all kinds of shit, right? Like
Mhm.
it's great. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in the future. I know we all are. So um really, really well done. Congrats to them. And obviously it's sold out now, so it's not like you can pick this up. But if you're coming back to this video because you're thinking about buying this on the aftermarket or whatever, at least you get an idea of what it is and if it might fit your collection. And um yeah, it's also it deserves its own product spotlight. Like we wanted to do this earlier, but we just couldn't. And but it deserves to have one because it's such a great piece. So
Mhm.
good collectible for the collection. So and Jason got lucky enough to get one, which is great. So um cool. I think
That was
what's that?
I'm just like
Yeah, I know.
to Jason's comment.
FM
So happy
FY
for
Live.
you. So
I
happy.
know. CZ, I felt the same exact way. Once I found out that I missed it, I was like, son of a bitch. Like I was on top of it all this time and I wanted it. I knew I was like, I'm gonna get this thing. And then all of a sudden, I just wasn't expecting it to go that fast. It just
I
was
had
not
like I had
expecting.
like 4 or 5 messages just a couple hours
Yeah.
later where people like, "Is there something wrong with the website? Do you know if this is sold out?" I'm like, "I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's sold out."
I
Um,
don't think people expected it, even thought that it was like as low of an addition as it was. Maybe that wasn't as well communicated to some people. I don't know. I just I don't
well,
remember
the
it
last
being.
2 were 50, and it
Yeah.
said during advertisement, but here's the ironic thing, so they were all pretty much sold out with the exception of 1.
Right.
So I remember, I spoke to Christian
Mhm.
Crawford had called in, and I think it was about an hour and 20 minutes in, roughly, give or take. And I said, "Hey, did you grab the comlink?" And he's like, "No." And I forget what he was doing. And he's like, "Let me look now." And he's like, "Oh, it says it's in stock."
Hmm.
And once he carded it, he said, "Oh, it says out of stock now."
Mm.
So he was like, "Let me see if it allows me to check out." If I remember correctly, it could be wrong. And then he checked out, and then went back after he checked out, and it said out of stock. And I was like, "Wow!" They pretty much 49 of them sold out, and there was that one just marinating for 20 minutes or so, just
Interesting.
sat there, that one piece, and then gone. And I was like, "Wow,
Jeez.
what are the chances?"
You know what
Yeah.
I'm hearing, Matt, is that
Mhm.
he called Christian and not
I know.
either of us
I know. He didn't let us know about it.
for the last
No,
call.
I just thought everybody was on it, and then
I know. I
people
thought so. I
were
thought
like,
so too.
"Hey, like, is this really sold out like this quickly?" And
I
I
know.
could I didn't
We
know. I was
won't
confused. I
we
was like, "I
won't be
think
sleeping
so."
on the next one. That's for damn sure.
No, yeah, no. I think a lot of people will be on top of it for the next one.
Well, that's what's gonna happen next time.
I
Now
know.
people are gonna worry about missing it, and then they're gonna bum rush the site, and they're gonna be
I
gone in
know.
5 minutes,
I do
10
think
minutes.
I do think it's the piece though, right? The piece is so good. It's
Yeah,
not like you're getting the rank badges or anything like that. It's a very unique, like very quality. Like not that the other ones aren't quality. The other ones are great. I really like them and
I
they
think
display really well, but it's still a little bit different.
the
and you're also
story of
speaking to 2
great.
generations.
Right.
Yeah, so it's nostalgic. I think the story, the fact that it was like kind of so obviously what it was when you saw the movie, um, it's become kind of like iconic.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has in
Here,
its own right.
you think about iconic props, you think about helmets, hilts, like
Yeah.
Han Solo's dice, maybe like stuff like that. But it's like it's a shaver, and they
Yeah.
turned it into a communicator, and
Oh,
we
it's crazy. It's crazy.
still it's a really cool piece.
No, see, I couldn't said it better myself. You're right. I think in its own right, it's such an iconic piece because you're right. You think of an iconic prop and you think, a hilt, etc. But with that, it just, yeah, it's one of those things when once it was noticed what it was. But and yeah, for a prequel piece, I think it's just, it's just great because you don't get a lot. There's hilts, right? But other than that, what
Right.
what what is really out there on offer from any
Hmm.
master replica EF anybody? There's nothing prequel and
Hmm.
nothing of high quality, at least, right? There's not to say that, custom runs aren't high quality, but nothing of that level of detail. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, screw you, Jason, and anyone else that got one. It's really frustrating. But hey, next time, right? We'll figure it out next time, and we'll be on top of it next time, I think.
Now
And
people are gonna be
again,
F5ing next
I
time.
know. And again, big congratulations to Lowland Props for making an amazing piece and selling it out. It's fantastic. So, cool. Well, that's it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.